Talk about bloodshed. Semiconductor stocks, and we had just talked about that, were just so incredibly ugly last year. If you look at the names that people love to buy, right? Intel, Advanced Micro Devices, NVIDIA, Intel, down a very ugly 50%. NVIDIA, even worse, down 52%. Advanced Micro Devices down 57%. They all got smacked by both the slowdown in handset sales and the global supply chain mess. But Qualcomm, the world's largest maker of smartphone chips, suffered the least. This is one of those least worst issues, like the Dow compared to all the majors last year, down just under 42% over the past year. That's because maybe the market knew that the company is starting to go big in another area outside of their regular wheelhouse. Welcome to the BC building here at Qualcomm's headquarters in San Diego, California. We are the very first business network, very first television network ever to be invited inside. This actually used to be a 7-Up bottling plant, but this today is the future of Qualcomm. 5 years ago, as recently as 5 years ago, you would not see cars in here, particularly cars with that thing on top. By now, you probably know that this is what helps assisted driving and maybe even one day full autonomous driving. That is what Qualcomm wants to own. But how are they going to do it? They are going to do it launching off what's called the digital chassis. That is this thing in my hand. This is the chip that will help these cars do everything from infotainment, cockpit, engine, safety systems, and so much more. Yes, assisted driving, all of that technology right here on this chip. How will the new foray into the future affect the company, Qualcomm, which has over the years been the biggest supplier of handset chips for smartphones at the very time that there's a deterioration in that business? Let's ask the CEO, Cristiano Amon, in a Fox Business exclusive. Hi, Cristiano. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Oh, we're so happy you came here. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. Thank you. You guys are still obviously in smartphones.
Absolutely.
Big time, right?
Big time.
Tell me then about demand, because that's been the big question.
Yeah, well, you know, it's consistent with what we said during the last earnings call. I think the smartphone, there's two stories for us. There's short term and there's long term. The short term, I think we've seen the normal cycle. The industry was running pretty hot. You know, when we had a supply shortage of chips, there was a lot of demand. And then we have the macro, we have the China COVID situation, we've seen a slowdown, and we are seeing this typical cycle of adjusting inventory in the channel. Now, the long-term story for handset business is great because we've been really focused on premium and high tier. If you look what happened, people are buying their next smartphone is always a better smartphone. We signed a multi-agreement with Samsung. You're going to see now when the beginning of the new Galaxy, it's 100% Qualcomm. And we're excited about, you know, the next change in 5G technology, which is coming, which is 5G Advanced. Okay. So it's going to be a great opportunity.
I want our viewers to know that this is the home of the Gs, 5G, all the way down back to 3G back in the day for connectivity. Now we're in the Snapdragon 9. That is the chip that has been so incredibly successful for you. Snapdragon 8, correct?
Yes.
Gen 2, generation
Correct.
2. How's the Gen 3 coming, not to push you along really quickly?
It's coming along. I think we usually have to design those chips, you know, 2 to 3 years before they come to market. So we're already tracking a lot of progress at Gen 3, but Gen 2 is great. It actually set up the benchmark for performance, on-device intelligence, and connectivity in the cellular industry.
Everybody's talking about a global recession. What headwinds do you see? Do you see signs of that?
Well, we do, and mostly it's been impacting our handset business in the short term. You know, inflation had, in some markets, impacted the ability of people to, you know, buy new phones.
Let's call it what it is, right?
Yes.
People, every year we're getting a new phone. Now they're not.
And I think that has caused this short-term impact. Now, there are a couple of things that could be silver linings as we look of because there was not just the macro. We also had the China lockdown situation, which now it appears to be resolved. So the China market, it's a big market, and we expect that to resume growth. And but we are going to take a couple quarters, as we said, for the inventory to clear up before we get normal demand.
Apple was the one that sounded the alarm on the slowdown in handset sales. People were very concerned. First, it was reports, and then Apple did come through and say that it is slowing down. You sell the 5G modem chips to Apple. Apple has made it very clear they want to make their own 5G modems. The word has it, scoop on the street in Chipland, that they have failed so far. They still need you guys. What kind of, and I know you're in a quiet period, so you can't give specific ordering, et cetera, but are you going to be in the iPhone 15?
Look, we did say during our earnings call that we expect to be in, the iPhone launching in 2023. Beyond that, we're not making any predictions. At the end of the day, we're going to continue to be the company setting the pace of innovation in 5G connectivity technology, and we're always going to be available for Apple if they choose to use our modem.
Are you friends with Tim Cook?
Absolutely.
You talk, you say, buddy, come on, let's stay in business. We've been together a long time.
I'm sure they will recognize we are one of their best suppliers. I think we have, if you look off the quality of our technology and their products, and as I said, we'll be available for them choose they want to continue with Qualcomm.
Qualcomm went public way back in 1991. And it was $16. Now it's at 107, all-time high 185. We have so much more to talk about with Cristiano Amon. He is going to be joining us in just a moment. Coming up, you've heard of software as a service. How about vehicles in the cloud? We're about to show you the Snapdragon digital concept car, which Qualcomm's going to be unveiling this Thursday at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. What is Qualcomm's secret plan to own the car cloud? With the closing bell ringing in 37 minutes. The Dow Jones Industrial is increasing the losses here. Sorry to say if you're long stocks on this first day, but who knows what happens the rest of the year, right? Dow is down 136, S&P lower by 24, the NASDAQ flagging just under 1% or 91 points. We are coming right back with more live from San Diego, California, home to Qualcomm headquarters. We are coming right back. Consumer and Electronics Show kicks off this week. Of course, it's going to be massive, as it always is, except last year, remember COVID, it just chopped the attendee numbers in. We're going to get more on that from Gary Shapiro in just a minute. He is the ringmaster at CES. But in the meantime, it has now turned into one of the most important, not just personal electronic shows, but auto shows. Yes. It's all now about cars, because cars have basically become computers on wheels. And this year, Qualcomm is absolutely determined to be in the driver's seat with that digital chassis chip that I just showed you. We are here at the B&C building where they are doing all the operational development of auto chips for Qualcomm. But they are going to be showing a concept car that is already on its way to Las Vegas, but we are here first to show you the concept car that Qualcomm has sent to Las Vegas. Tell us about this car, because our viewers are looking at some video of it right now.
Well, first of all, it's an exciting time for you to think a company like Qualcomm to be unveiling a concept car, and it kind of shows how committed we are for the opportunity we have in automotive. When you look off what this concept car is doing is showing what's possible for the future software-defined vehicles. As cars get connected to the cloud, and you have now those massive screens in the car, a lot of things changes. You have new services, the car learns about you. You can buy upgrades for your car. You can run your office. It can be your conference room. And I think that's what we're going to be showing with this car.
You've been to CES for many, many years. Did you ever envision that you would be there as a car accessory? Well, not accessory, but the brains of these cars.
Yes, this is an exciting time for the company. And just to put in perspective, right? There are today 250 million cars connected with Qualcomm technology, connected to the cloud. Just by 2030, we expect that to increase by 10x to 2.5 billion. So it's incredible to see Qualcomm becoming one of the leading automotive technology providers, and that's a new company. We're excited about that.
You know, I'm walking through, guys, I'm walking through the B&C building here, in Qualcomm, and I see Car and Driver magazines. I've covered you guys for a long time. This would not, I mean, maybe in somebody's locker, I would think, but they're everywhere. This is the future, is it not? At a time where the deterioration in the handset business is very front and center, correct?
Look, the handset business is the world's largest handset, smartphones, the world's largest consumer electronic product, but it doesn't grow. Yeah. But the thing that was unique to Qualcomm, we realized that the technology we built for smartphones could cause a revolution in cars. How you think about the car being intelligent, being connected, and not use a lot of electricity, because you cannot put a server on the trunk of a car, but you need that type of computational power. That creates a whole new growth engine for us in auto, and of course IoT is going to be the future of Qualcomm.
I do want to ask you, as we look forward to the future, you've got something hanging over your head, and that is the ARM lawsuit. ARM, of course, is the chip architecture company. Discovery in that lawsuit comes in about, well, I believe exactly 10 days from now. It's the 13th. So my question to you is, they are suing because they feel that your acquisition of Nuvia, the chip company, they didn't care about that, but they just care that you didn't renegotiate their deal before you started making Nuvia cores. Where do you think that lawsuit goes?
Look, we're the largest ARM customer today. We have been driving ARM technology everywhere, including what we want to do now is starting at the end of 23 and in 24, we're going to be having large scale in PCs, partnering with Microsoft, building Windows on Snapdragon. We're bringing R to automotive everywhere. It's very unfortunate that they took that position. It feels to us like a commercial dispute, but we're hopefully that things are going to get resolved. We feel very confident about our position, and we're moving forward designing our CPUs.
Yep, and the auto business, which I would like to just say, they struck a deal recently with Mercedes, but can we just show that one full screen of all of their customers, Brad? Because it's amazing to me. I don't know, maybe we should have shown who isn't on it, because every auto company you now have a partnership with to supply these chips.
Yes, our technology became very relevant to the automotive industry. And the potential for technology to continue to increase. Just for example, in 2025, we expect 85% of all cars in production to have some form of autonomy. And I think that's a great opportunity for us and for the auto companies.
Yes. Cristiano Amon, thank you for hosting us and all of your workers here. And by the way, I do just want to stress this is the first time that they have opened up this building to allow us to come inside to view what's going on in the future, the foray into the auto industry for Qualcomm, which has been around a long time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're super happy you came.
Great to have you.